Students, welcome to the third e-lecture on the sound and the fury. In my previous two lectures, I spoke about the title of the novel, the significance of the title, the author of the novel, the major characters in the novel, the division of the novel, and the important dates of the division. In today's lecture, I shall speak about the first section of the novel, that is the Benji section. As you know, the novel is divided into four sections. The first section is narrated by Benjamin Compson or Benji, and the date of the narration is 7th April 1928. The narrator is Benji, the youngest child of the Compsons, and he is 33 years old. He is an idiot, he is mentally retarded. Although he is 33 years old, he behaves like a 3-year-old child, and the whole section is narrated from the point of view of Benji. It is an interior monologue in which we come to know Benji's feelings and Benji's understanding. Now, for many readers, the first section of the novel is difficult to understand since it is narrated by an idiot. The section is illogical. The incidents, the events in the section are quite confusing, but we have to get into the mind of the idiot in order to understand the section. Since Benji is mentally retarded, there has to be someone to take care of him, and when the novel starts, it is Dilse's grandson who is with him. He is 14 years old and he is taking care of Benji. Now both of them are roaming around and they go to a golf course. I am sure all of you know what golf is. It is a game in which a white ball has to be hit by a stick. The person who plays golf is called as golfer, and there has to be an assistant for the golfer. He is called as caddy. Now when the two are near the golf course, someone says the word caddy. As soon as Benji hears the word caddy, he remembers his sister Caddy, and he remembers things associated with Caddy. Now in these sections, although there are many images which remind Benji of certain other images, certain other incidents in the past, three images are very crucial in this section. The first image is the image of, or the first incident is the incident at the branch, the second is at the swing, and the third is at the gate. When the section starts, it is 1928, it is the present time. But Benji reminds the incidents in the past. He remembers the incidents happened in 1898, in 1902, 1904, 1910, 1912, etc. And we have to understand what he is talking about. For example, at one point in his part, he remembers his father's death, his father's funeral. He also remembers the death of Roscus, who was Dilse's husband. So things are fragmented in the first section, and it is purposefully done by Faulkner. The narration is purposefully distorted, and this is stream of consciousness technique. So the story is not told one after another. The incidents are not interlinked with one another. They are separated, they are segregated, and it is a challenge for the readers to understand them. The first image or the first incident is at the swing. Benji, when he comes near the swing, remembers an incident in the past when Caddy was with her boyfriend at the swing and they were kissing. After some years, Caddy's own daughter, Miss Quintine, was doing the same thing. So now, when in 1928 Benji is at the swing, he remembers this incident in the past. Caddy kissing her own boyfriend, later her own daughter, Miss Quentin, kissing her boyfriend. Then there is another incident which is the branch. Benji, when near a branch of the tree, remembers the incident in the past. When he and his sister Caddy were playing at the branch, Caddy fell down and her clothes were tainted with mud. Now this is symbolic. Caddy's clothes tainted is symbolic because Caddy's reputation was tainted. Caddy became sexually promiscuous. She has had several affairs and she brought dishonor to the family. This is how Faulkner shows the change in Caddy. Caddy is a revolt in the novel. She purposefully challenges the social norms. She is unlike other girls. She is not careful of her looks. She is even ready to change clothes in front of the servants, in front of the black servants, which shocks her sisters and her brothers and her parents. And therefore, Caddy is unlike other girls of her time. The third important part in the novel is Benji being at a gate. Now Benji was an idiot. Benji was mentally retarded since his childhood, and therefore he could not go to school. But he would often stay at the gate, stand at the gate, and would wait for his sister from coming back to school. Now, after many years, when Caddy is married and she has gone off, even today, Benji stands at the gate and waits for his sister. But he knows that Caddy won't come. Now, when standing at the gate, sometimes he sees small girls passing by the gate and he tries to speak to them. But the girls would get afraid and they would run away from him. Once the gate was open and Benji got out of the gate and he started following these small girls. He did not want to harm them, he just wanted to talk to them about Caddy. But the girls got frightened and they started yelling. And one of the fathers of the girls came running and he hit Benji very hard. Now this is another important incident in the novel because later Benji was castrated. In 1910, when people thought that Benji could harm small girls, they castrated him. So Benji's sexuality was demolished and he was castrated. So these are the three important incidents which happen at the outside of the house. Later in this section, Benji comes inside of the house and two incidents remind him of the past. The first incident which happens in the house is at the kitchen. When Lester, the caretaker of Benji, brings Benji at the kitchen, Benji remembers his birthday when he was small and Dilse had made a cake for him. But Benji's mother did not like the cake and she did not like Dilse making such an awful cake for her son. Now Mrs. Thompson, Benji's mother, is another important character in the novel because she did not like her own child. Since Benji was mentally retarded, she hated Benji. She thought that people are laughing at the family because of Benji. She thought that Benji would cause, Benji would not, Benji is not, she thought that Benji is causing inconvenience to the family. She cannot arrange parties because if the guests came, they would look at Benji and maybe they would make fun of Benji and Benji's family. So Mrs. Compson, she did not like Benji, she did not like her own husband, and she always kept herself away from the whole family. It is actually Dilse who looked after the family. Although she is a black servant, she became a backbone of the family. She remained staunch with all the Compsons. She protected all the Compsons in their difficult times, and therefore she is an important character in the novel. Thus, in this section, basically, the idiot Benji remembers certain things in the past, when in the present he sees certain other things. They remind him certain other things in the past. So that is the format used by William Faulkner in the first section. So this is how the first section is structured. It is the most difficult section in the novel because it is narrated by a mentally challenged person. The other sections are not as difficult as Benji's section. In the next video, I shall talk about the second section of the novel, that is the Quentin's section. Thank you.